Hello and welcome to this episode of Cosmic Crow Tarot. If you're a tarot card reader like me, one that collects, you might have a lot of decks in your collection. But there's always one that sits higher than any other one that you just seem to probably love more than any other one. I'm no stranger to that. I have probably over 100 tarot decks at this point, and there's none I love more than this one right here. I love it so much you can see that the box has seen better days and everything, but it doesn't matter. The cards are still great. They've been there for me through every single festival, every single event I've done. It's always on the table because I like to have more than one deck to choose from. You know, I could just have one deck, have the Deviant Moon Tarot, and just let that one be the only one that shares. But you might not like the Deviant Moon. I've met many people out there that say, the illustrations just freak me out. That's why I love it. Like, just check out that star right there. It's weird, it's fun, and it tells you that your weird self and your fun self can have a blast too and be the star. You know, be freaky, be proud. Let that freak flag fly. That's what this deck tells me, and I just absolutely love it. Now, I thought it'd be cool, you know, just let it talk, let it speak, share its message and everything. Before I get to that, though, if you are a fan of the Deviant Moon Tarot too, the Patrick Valencia artist that we all know and love, that's like a cult classic to this day, one of the best and most incredible tarot decks out there today that have been made in the last in the 20th century, or 21st century. Yes, in the 21st century. Now, if you are a fan of Deviant Moon, then you are being as patient as you possibly can, as well as, like I am, with the Deviant Moon Oracle. The Deviant Moon Oracle Patrick Valencia has been talking about for probably a few years now. And every once in a while, he will actually go online in the social media or anything and be like, expect it when you least expect it. And so people like me, Sagittarius Sun, Aries Moon, like, I don't have patience. I don't necessarily expect it now, but believe me, I want it now. Now, I thought I'd show you my little pieces of the deck that's coming up, the Deviant Moon Oracle. Some of you might have different ones. I'm curious if you'll let me know in the comments if you have any of these yourself. Let me move these out of the way so you can actually see them. But like, these are different pieces of that deck, I believe. I mean, I've gotten them over the years, so the Wounded Bird right there is the 21. 49 is the Beast. Lament right there is 52. I think that came with the Ghouls and Monsters coloring book he created, which I don't want to color in it because I don't want to ruin it, but it's still awesome that he's got this talent, this beautiful talent that's weird and proud and freaky. Mad Woman reminds us we can be mad, we can be crazy, we can still find success because there's that 8 plus the twins. The twins relate to Gemini, I feel like, and you got that 11. So that kind of relates to 1 and 1, you know, that 2. 1 and 1 equals 2. I don't have to be a dork about this. But there is the twins card. The witch probably is my favorite out of these because the witch is the same character from the Seven of Pentacles in the Deviant Moon Tarot. Maybe she'll appear in our reading. Maybe she won't. Probably because I want her to. She won't, but we'll see. But the witch right there, like, she's found her power because she had patience to do it. We're all patient right now, waiting for Patrick Valencia to share this artwork and this oracle with us. And if you're like me, even if you're not and you're waiting, you know, I'm right there with you, people. I want this deck more than I've ever wanted any deck in my entire life. I'm more tarot than oracle, but taking the Deviant Moon characters and making them oracle decks, like, there's nothing I'm more excited about. And what's cool about these cards is they're already the paradoxical version. There is the witch. There is the mad woman. The wounded bird is not. Actually, I didn't actually throw these out, but maybe that's a little hint about what the Deviant Moon Oracle's back's going to look like. And it's really cool because it's very, very similar to that one, isn't it? So I like that, even if it isn't the paradoxical one. The beast is the paradoxical. The lament is the paradoxical. And the twins, very much the paradoxical. So you have those on the front and the back. So they're not exactly, you know, you only have 6 cards. 7 here if you count this 2 of Wands that I kind of get that energy from. And it's paradoxical as well. It just didn't have a number. So I feel like maybe it's not part of the oracle, or maybe when this card came out, he wasn't sure what he was going to number them as. So each and every single one of these is incredible, and it's getting us so excited for that when you don't expect it. Expect it, Deviant Moon Oracle. So I'm going to put all these aside, put them back in my, I don't know what to do with these extra cards I have, little collection that I have in one of my cabinets. Like, it's just like all sitting there so they're straight and even and they don't get wrinkled. But really, I don't know what to do with them. If you have any ideas of what I can do to, like, you know, show these. I even have one that's Smokey the Bear. I've shared a video about that before, all the extras, because they're fun to have. But what can you do with them other than just look at them, right? Yeah, I guess you could read with them, but you can't really shuffle them and share a message, which is what we are going to do now with the wonderful and incredible and my beloved Deviant Moon Tarot. As always, I want to begin this by thanking the cards for thanking the powers that be to give me a voice to share with all of you today. Whatever insight, inspiration, empowerment, or caution that these cards have for us, that is all I ask. We're not asking anything specific. We're just asking them to share their message with us today, whatever they want to share. You know, where we are today, what we need to know about today, that kind of thing. You know, just general. I love general readings because there's nothing specific being given. You're looking into this reflection, you're looking into this pool, and this is what this pool wants to tell you. So again, I thank the cards, I thank the powers that be, I thank Patrick Valencia and the Deviant Moon universe for giving us such an incredible, amazing deck to work with and share. Seriously, there is no deck. I feel badly saying it because there's a ton of gorgeous decks out there, but none just give me the energy and everything that the Deviant Moon Tarot does. I can't say how much I love it enough. It's the best deck of all time, in my opinion, but to each their own. Again, let me know in the comments what your favorite deck is. I would love to know about it, to understand like your favorite deck. Okay, we're gonna do one card at a time. And that one, see how it just split apart? It's like definitely that one. We'll flip it over. Ooh, and it's the Queen of Pentacles reversed. I'll be completely honest with you, I'm not a fan of reading reversals because I feel like it's a block in mindset. You know, as easily as you can flip this card over, you can flip it upright. You can flip those thoughts upright too. Now, upright, the Queen of Pentacles is all about being that person, that queen that has everything anybody needs right on them. You know, she has that money. She has that stuff. If you've lost a button on your shirt, she's like, don't worry about it. I've got the sewing stuff right here. And I even have an extra button so you can put that right back on. I have everything that anybody needs. I think I read that in the Tarot in Wonderland guidebook once, that she is just everything anybody needs is right there with her. She's astrologically connected to Capricorn. So, you know, they're that creative sign of the zodiac. They're the ones that know how to create something wonderful in this earth we call life, in this sandbox that is earth, that gives us the power to create whatever we want. That's upright of the Queen of Pentacles. But reversed, think of it as that block. You don't think you're good enough. You don't think you have everything that you need to succeed. Other people have it, but you feel like you don't have that same confidence, the same creative ability, and you're letting that doubt seep in, which is perhaps why this came up reversed. Now, the particular illustration here of the Queen of Pentacles gives me a whole nother meaning of it, and that's one of the reasons I love the Deviant Moon Tarot, because it gives us more to see, more to experience, more we might not have seen in other decks. Look at all the children around her, all the ones at her feet, like walking around her. They're not even remotely interested in what she has to offer. She has that pentacle, she has the wealth, she has the money, she has the material possessions that she thinks everybody else needs. But those children want nothing to do with it. So it kind of gives us this message, as well as being the one that everybody needs, that maybe what we have to offer isn't what everybody needs. Maybe this focus on materialism and happiness and more material possessions isn't what someone else needs, and we need to focus on the things that do matter, like focus on nature and the earth and all the things that, you know, we might take for granted. So perhaps that's why she came up reversed, because we've lost sight on the important things in life. We've let all the desire for material happiness and all the things like that just shine and glitter and things like that, like for example over 100 tarot decks, take away from what really is important in our lives. Now, the Queen of Pentacles and members of the court, they don't necessarily have any number specific connected to them, because you don't see a number right there. But if you see them as the next step of the 10, you can easily find the number connected to it. So it goes Page, Knight, Queen, King, 11, 12, 13, 14. She's 13, so she's related to Death of the Major Arcana. And Death of the Major Arcana isn't about actual death or anything like that at all. It can very much be about letting go of what no longer serves us, letting it fall away, letting it die, for lack of a better word, and just finding that strong foundation we are within, seeing our worth, believing in our worth. So the fact that the Queen of Pentacles came up reversed makes me think that we don't see our worth, don't see our ability to create the lives that we want. Maybe our focus is on other people succeeding, other people having everything that we want. If they succeed, you know, that imposter syndrome coming in, making us think if they succeed that we're not able to succeed too. But that is not the case. You know, just as that one eye, that blue eye is closed up, closed. she's taking that time to look within. We need to take that time to look within too. Trust our intuitions and trust that we do have the ability to create the lives we want in this world. We do have the ability to make that money. We do have the ability to be what other people need. But first, we need to be there for ourselves and be what we need as much as anybody else. So letting go of that doubt, letting what no longer serves us fall away so we can see ourselves as those strong foundations. Only then can we become the strong foundations of our story. How does the story continue? We ask the Deviant Moon Tarot. See that one? That one's like, hey, front and center. That's the one we want. And it's very much upright. So there's a positive right there, right? Ace of Wands, the beginning of the suits of passion and fire. We found our strength. We found that strong foundation within. We know our capabilities and our earthly powers to create the lives we want in this existence. And that Ace of Wands says, trust that. Trust that we have what it takes to succeed and bring our ideas into fruition. This is the beginning of the suit of passion and fire. It's the aha moment when you have that really, really great idea. It's intangible, meaning you can't touch it yet. It's just a thought in your mind. But that ace relates to the magician of the major arcana. It says, take that idea, take that fire within that is burning for what you're passionate about and run with it. Bring it into reality. Have patience with yourself, patience with the process, but don't be afraid to take action on those ideas. You know, if the past has caused us to feel like we can't succeed, all those things that we might have achieved, worked to achieve, didn't work out the way that we wanted, then we're not going to trust those ideas we have in the here and now. I've had people tell me this before, like they've had an idea, they went with it, they planned it out, they put it on paper, and then they told someone else about it, and that someone else brought it into reality and made that money off of it. Maybe that's where the Queen of Pentacles, was reversed. She didn't have that money because her ideas didn't work out. She wanted to share something, but nobody was interested, so it made her doubt herself. It made us doubt ourselves when it came to our ideas. But the Ace of Wands appearing alongside the Queen of Pentacles, now that we've changed the mindset, see our worth, and see ourselves as those strong foundations, tells us that our ideas have potential. We have to trust them. We have to take control and birth those ideas into reality. Take action on it. Magician energy with the one, I always call that the fake it till you make it card. You might not have all the answers just yet, but the more you take that idea, the more you run with it, the more you take action on those thoughts and let that fire lead you, the more you're going to be able to find success with it and learn as you go. The things that don't work out are lessons we can utilize to make the future what we want it to be, to create those futures that we're passionate about. It all begins with an idea, the Ace of Wands says, and the more passionate you are about something, the more you're going to see it to fruition. So trust yourself, see yourself as that strong foundation, and take that idea that is intangible at the moment, something just pops into your head, and take that effort, put in that work, put in that effort, and make it tangible. Make your life what you want it to be. Take control, have that confidence, and take your idea and go with it before someone else does it for you and makes all the money. The more passionate you are about something, the more you're going to be able to achieve it. Now, she was astrologically connected to Capricorn. The aces and the pages of the tarot aren't connected to any specific sign or sign of the zodiac or planet, but they do connect to the sign related to their element. So this is all the fire signs of the zodiac. Aries, the risk taker, not being afraid to leap into something, taking action on it, even if they don't have all the answers yet. They're not afraid to go for it. Leo's not afraid to stand on the stage and show the world what they're made of. Like take Mick Jagger of the Rolling Stones or Joe Elliott of Def Leppard. These men are in their 70s and 80s at this point, and they're still shaking their butts, following their passion, and boy, have they found success with it. If we're not afraid to stand on a stage, if we're not afraid to show the world what we're made of, we can find success with our ideas too. And Sagittarius, that's the mutable fire sign of the zodiac, and a lot of the musicians out there have that energy there. Songwriters, Taylor Swift, Billie Eilish, Jimi Hendrix, I believe, was a Sagittarius, unless you want to get into Ophiuchus, which takes away some of that, but that is a story for another time. Lots and lots of celebrity musicians out there. Corey Taylor of Slipknot, Stone Sour, and Corey Taylor's own personal single by himself music. All of those are Sagittarius. All of that energy is Sagittarius. They take their stories, they take their past, they take their experiences, and they write it down, and they find success with it. So learn from those experiences, the times that didn't work out, the times that you felt like you couldn't succeed. Believe that those experiences were obstacles that you've overcome and lessons that you've learned. To take your ideas and follow them and follow that passion in the here and now. 3 cards is what I like to do. So let's do 3 cards right now. There, it's showing up. It's just like they pop out, the exact ones that want to be seen or shown. Four of Pentacles, not a card I like to see all that often, but one that is great, great advice for those ideas. You know, everything in this here and now and today needs money. You know, you can't take a new idea and grow it without having that capital to succeed at it. So the Four of Pentacles can very, very much represent that. And holding on to our money for that opportunity to begin something new. Putting a little bit of money away every single day in order to have that backup money we need to feel comfortable and that strong foundation so we can take those ideas, those passions, and run with them. Now, of course, you can take this illustration two different ways. One, they have all that money, they've saved it. Flames, they're going and they're putting that money towards their passion, you know, that strong foundation energy. There is the 4, that 13 right there would be the 4 as well. So they have that strong foundation. They see their worth, they've held on to that money, and now they can let that passion lead them. Of course, the 4 of Pentacles, like the Queen of Pentacles reverse, and the illustration that you see here could very much be reminding us that money isn't everything. You know, you follow that passion, you love what you do, you're not focused on the money aspect of it, you're focused on that feeling it gives you, that excitement to want to wake up and see the day, see where it leads you, because you're doing what you love and love what you do. Now, the 4 of Pentacles and that energy right there of holding on to your money, very, very, very important though. So you have that passion, you know, that passion's going to need money to grow, so you hold on to it. But again, the material things right there, the Egyptians taught us this, and life tells us this as well. Those material possessions that we feel are so important that children don't necessarily focus on because they're more having fun and enjoying themselves. We can't take any of it with us when we go. So why do we focus so much on those material aspects? That Ace of Wands in the center says focus on your passion. Yes, you might need money. You're most likely going to need money in order to grow it. Take example like my personal passion right now. I mixed the astrology and everything. I have been learning about Ophiuchus for a while now. So I kind of mentioned that about Sagittarius energy because it's right there between Scorpio and Sagittarius. Constellation in the sky that's very much on the elliptical of the zodiac. So it does play a part, but nobody really wants to talk about it. I'm not that good at it yet, so I'm not really going to get into it there. But astrology. Astrology is what I'm passionate about right now, what I want to grow. And taking all these courses and stuff that are available, you need that money to do so. So like $5 away every single day for a year is going to give you, I believe it's $1,825. Do 10 times that by 2. Like, you know, you have $10 instead and you save that for a year. You've got over $3,000. It keeps growing and growing. Saving that money. You don't need to buy that new tarot deck. If you have the Deviant Moon, love the Deviant Moon. Whatever deck you have, it can share the answers and messages with you that you need, giving you the insight you need. And this insight that you see here today says that you are strong enough, you are capable enough to take those ideas, that passion, and run with them, to birth those ideas into reality. When you see yourself as that strong foundation, when you have that money and those finances as a strong foundation, then you absolutely can take your passionate ideas and run with them. Who knows, that passionate idea that you might not even have enough money to feel like you do it. If you study and you learn from, like, you know, watch YouTube videos, read books and things like that, cheap little things that you're passionate about, you can take your idea and perhaps make that strong foundation, financial strong foundation that you want. You do have time. There she's got her eyes, the eye closed, just like we started over here. Even she's got that eye closed. Take that time to look within, find what you're passionate about, and have that backup money in order to grow it. But more important than anything, make sure that you trust yourself, you trust your intuition, you take that time to look within so you believe in yourself and your worth to see your passionate ideas through. And then the money might follow. Now, the 4 of Pentacles, like the Queen of Pentacles, is astrologically connected to Capricorn. So we have that energy there that says, you know, you're the creator of this earthly life, the creator of your destiny. You're the writer of your story. Your power is the one that you need to create the life that you want to live. So trust those ideas, trust your passion, and you're going to be able to achieve anything that you set your sights to. Because the more passionate you are about something, the more you're not going to give it up and not going to give up when life gets like boring and mundane in with it, and you're going to keep working on it to find that success that you deserve, to follow that passion and let that passion lead you. Money isn't everything. You find that passion, you find that thing you love to do, and you're going to enjoy doing it. So see your worth. Your worth. You don't need other people's opinions and worth to matter. You need to trust yourself. Focus on what you want to achieve and create a strong foundation with it. That is the message from the Deviant Moon Tarot that wanted to be shared today with my nice ripped up box there. Oh, and look, she's right there. That's cool, right? So she is that, like Patrick Valencia, he did it. He had this idea. I think he was like 8 or 9 years old when he started creating these characters that we know and love from the Deviant Moon Tarot. These characters that we wait impatiently to actually have from the Deviant Moon Oracle. Patience pays off. The more we're willing to work for what we want, the more we're willing to put in that hard work and effort, the more strong we're going to create that foundation, the more money we can even make at it. You know, other people might see us as mad or crazy, but when we embrace our powers and we put in that patience and effort, then success and wealth can absolutely be ours. And that just makes life so much better. So that is the message that the Deviant Moon, like I said, wants to share with us today. That's the inspired, empowered message that I love to share. It reminds us to wave those freak flags. You know, we might not be everybody's cup of tea, but when we see our worth and trust ourselves and our ideas and we take action on them, then we absolutely have what it needs to create that strong foundation we desire. And, you know, hold on to our money. You don't need to spend it. You didn't need to spend it for this, but if you want a personal reading, that's totally available as well. You know, that you will have to spend, but it will give you the insight and inspiration that you need to take control and make your life what you want it to be. If you want a reading with this deck or any deck in my collection, feel free to comment on this video, message me on the socials, or book one directly on my website. All of that will be in the description below, where you can purchase this awesome deck from if you haven't gotten it already. I will put that link in the description below as well. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Patrick Valencia, for creating such an incredible deck that we all know and love. Thank you for putting in that hard work and effort to bring us the Deviant Moon Oracle whenever that happens to be. Everything you create is amazing, and we absolutely love it. I appreciate everyone, you know, in this tarot community, in this tarot world, and appreciate you, my friends. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you again the next one.